Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Thanks for joining us. We begin here at 6 with a scam warning.
A computer hacking where thieves gain access by posing as a city website for a senior center. News 9 crime tracker Jennifer Pierce talked to one of the victims.
Computer hackers target the elderly by creating fake websites that look real. Now, in this case, a simple Google search turned into a nightmare for a 70-year-old woman and her husband. 70-year-old Jean Setzer never imagined a search for the Pete White Health and Wellness Center would lead to near financial ruin.
I kept trying to get to the aquatic swimming lesson times, and instead the computer wanted me to identify whether I was a male or a female.
In only a few clicks,
And all of a sudden, my computer was taken over.
a pop-up instructed Setzer to call a Microsoft fraud specialist.
And he said, "Do you do financial transactions on your machine?"
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Setzer says a 2-hour-long phone call eventually led the hackers sending specific instructions on where to transfer cash.
You do know that we're a crypto-only bank. And finally, it dawned on both my husband and me at the same time, a crypto-only bank?
Setzer's next phone call was to police.
Career criminals can use any kind of website, so it just goes to show we've got to make sure we're at that correct website.
Cheryl Presley operates the department's Triad Unit, a crime prevention program for seniors. Presley and Setzer want others to be educated on computer fraud and how not to fall victim.
Do not become isolated, because that's how these perpetrators prey on us.
If you have a family member or a friend who could benefit from the Triad program, call 405-316-4336. Jennifer Pierce, Oklahoma's own News 9.
That is eye-opening for sure. This one is caught on camera. A man shatters the front glass door of a city bus shortly after getting off at his stop. It's not clear what led to the heated moment, but you can see he uses his forearm to do most of the damage. Police are now hoping to track him down. They want you to call Crime Stoppers if you recognize him.
From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, David Payne.
Well, today compared to what's coming our way, yeah, pretty nice out there, right? Today's highs, upper 50s, mid to upper 50s, 57 right here in Oklahoma City today, and some low 60s in the far south. It was good, right? Now, here we go. Cold front now beginning to slowly work its way into the North Metro. Behind it, a little cooler. This is the Arctic front, but the Arctic air is lagging behind just a bit. We have upper 30s across the north and the northwest, 37 now in Woodward, 38 up in Newkirk, 41 in Miami. Down south, 50 still hanging on. And look at the wind here. Look at the wind in the northwest. Gusts to nearly 30 miles per hour in the northwest and also back out in the panhandle. All right, so wind chills. There's a problem. 17 in Guyman. That's what's coming our way. 14 out in Boise City, 28 in Woodward. The Arctic air, the leading edge, just coming across the Oklahoma-Kansas state line from here north. It is colder for sure. And we actually have some flurries and light snow now developing across parts of Kansas. And we might see a little bit of that. This you're going to feel. Talking about the Arctic air, right? Wrap it up, weather. It's coming. A few flakes, and then next week's storm. More on that coming up. Guys, back to you.
David, thanks. An Edmond family left picking up the pieces after a fast-moving fire destroyed everything they own. 4 young children, including an infant, were inside at the time. News 9's Chris Yu with the story.
From a crumbled up garage door to scorched kids' toys in the yard, this home here in Edmond suffered massive damage from that fire. You can see that 2 vehicles in the driveway were destroyed as well, along with everything inside.
They all got out. There's a bunch of babies that live in there.
Dakota Helton was in that Edmond home with her 5-year-old daughter and infant son when the fire erupted Tuesday night.
Whenever I ran to my room to get my baby, I saw the flames in my garage.
In addition, Helton's fiance and brother lived at the home, along with Helton's best friend and her 2 kids. All 8 escaped the fire.
As soon as we got outside, the flames were already outside. They already got a hold of the cars. I had to pull my daughter out of the car and throw her into the street so we could run across the street.
But everything they owned went up in smoke.
Is there anything you want after losing everything?
Stuffies.
Helton says it was an electrical fire that started in the garage. Now they have to start over. Helton is currently staying at her mom's house in Crescent, but she, her kids, and everyone else who survived the fire need food, clothes, shoes, bedding, and supplies. This includes diapers, baby wipes, and bottles.
I'd rather lose everything than my children.
If you are interested in helping, you can drop items off at 6223 North Meridian Avenue in Crescent.
We're just still stunned by everything, I guess.
In Edmond, Chris Yu, Oklahoma's own News 9.
We do need to make a correction to a story we brought you last night at 6. In our story on Michael Geiger, a man accused of raping and killing a 2-year-old in Enid, we reported Geiger has a history of sexual assault convictions dating back to the 90s. That is not correct. In 1994, Geiger was acquitted on rape and sodomy charges. The next year, a jury in a separate case found him guilty of kidnapping and robbery with firearms. Now, still ahead here on News 9, a big day at the Myriad Gardens tomorrow. A sneak peek at the new space ahead of the grand reopening.
Plus, why a war has been reignited between Del City Police and fire. The battle over Christmas after the break.
And speaking of Christmas, we are taking a live look outside the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, where folks have gathered for the official tree lighting ceremony.
Mayor David Holt did the lighting honors, officially kicking things off for the season. What a wonderful time
I would
in
say
the metro. Yes, Christmas time, we're all about it. We're back with more after the break.
It's been about a year and a half since the public was allowed inside, but tomorrow, the Crystal Bridge Conservatory there at the Myriad Gardens is ready for her close-up after undergoing a $10 million facelift.
This is really cool. It's a complete overhaul. Time-lapse video shows the painstaking work underway since April of 2021. We're talking new floors, pathways, sculptures, stairs, and even waterfalls in there.
There's a root wall with a reflecting pool, exotic water lilies, and a display of glass works by Dale Chihuly. There's also a discovery room and a sensory skywalk.
The grand reopening set for tomorrow at 9 o'clock, but there will be musical entertainment, including a harpist for guests to enjoy all weekend. The Oklahoma City Fraternal Order of Police unveiling the 2023 Thin Blue Line decal. Proceeds benefit the men and women in blue who dedicate their lives to protecting and serving our communities. Head to the links mentioned page of our website, news9.com, to learn more. Meanwhile, the Oklahoma City Fire Department showing off some high-tech tools to fight flames. Crews made use of a thermal imaging camera to make sure a recent house fire was completely extinguished.
Voting has kicked off for the second annual holiday decorating contest in Del City. You may remember it ended up with a viral meme war against fire and police. This year, the Del City Police Department has already come out of the gate swinging. In fact, they posted a picture of a crying firefighter with the text, quote, "We had over 50% of the votes. Then the police department started decorating. The winner will be announced on December 19th. And now let's take a live look outside from our podcast Skycam network. Doesn't downtown look pretty right now? It was a relatively warm day out there. Get ready though for that weather whiplash. When we're going to start to feel the change, we're checking in with David up next.
Plus, the local ranch helping foster families thrive. We'll tell you something good next.
November is Adoption Awareness Month, and with thousands of kids in Oklahoma's foster care system, it can be a bit overwhelming.
But one group has a different approach. Mike Glover takes us to Guthrie for tonight's Something Good.
Everyone needs a place where they belong, where they fit in. And for foster kids and foster families, that place is Pepper Ranch.
We have 240 acres here in Guthrie.
The community of 15 homes opened in 1999 as a means of support for foster care families.
Foster care homes that are available for families to live on this campus 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Currently housing 92 foster and adopted kids, the ranch not only offers housing for the families, they also provide support for the kids to help them better understand the world they live in.
Art therapy, music therapy, dance therapy.
But he looks like he's enjoying it quite a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah. Homes are 3,200 square feet, and there's no cost to families that meet the criteria.
We offer a home where children are able to look around the community and feel normalized.
The ranch is not state funded. They rely strictly on donations.
I certainly do not feel like foster care and adoption is just something we push off on the state of Oklahoma.
Dr. Kyle Rickner with Primary Health Partners supports the ranch.
It was clear to me the system is very stressed in Oklahoma.
And being a foster and adoptive parent himself, he knows how a place like Pepper's Ranch can really make a difference.
These kids do so much better because they're living in normalcy, they're living in community.
All of our foster families understand and support one another.
Now again, Pepper Ranch relies solely on donations. We'll have a link with this story to get in touch with them. Providing a safe place for foster families. That is something good. I'm Mike Glover for Oklahoma's Own.
Why the long face?
That well-behaved horse right there.
What a special place for sure.
Absolutely. We're always looking for the good in our community.
Send us your story ideas to somethinggood@griffin.news.
Okay, well, here we go. The changes begin tonight, I guess.
Yeah, but it was a good night in Bricktown for the tree lighting.
How'd that go?
It went great.
Great, yeah.
And
Didn't hear
great
any fire
weather.
trucks or anything going by, so.
Everything's good in
I guess it's
Bricktown,
good.
yes.
Good. Yeah, the weather's great this evening. I mean, the wind will pick up 8, 9, 10 o'clock. It'll start to pick up from the north.
That's when we'll start to feel it here in the metro.
Yeah, you know, we'll go into the 30s. Okay. And then when you wake up in the morning, it's just going to be, no thanks.
Yeah.
Blah.
Don't want to get out of bed.
And already in the state, it's already, they're already feeling it.
Yeah, it's in the
some
20s.
spots.
Yeah, wind chills in the teens. So I know. 2 days of it, though. It's kind of a 2-day one and done, or what do you call it?
It's
in,
nice,
it's out,
yeah.
it's moving on.
Okay.
Take that.
So could be worse. Remember 2020? It was horrible.
Right,
Lasted
yeah.
for 7 months. 7 months below freezing. It was incredible. I don't know. All right, we're still talking about 2020. Ready for this? There it is. Today, there was your high in Oklahoma City, 57 degrees. We had 60s down south. How you doing, Mark Turner? Good. You look good today. I appreciate you dressing up and all and everything. All right, so, and tomorrow afternoon, how about a 30 in Oklahoma City? All right, so the winds, a little breezy tomorrow. Not crazy windy tomorrow, but breezy enough. The wind chills tomorrow will be in the teens to near 20. All right, so today versus tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not ready for that. I like today. Up top, a little bit of light snow, flurry activity coming out of Denver. This is a little wave in the jet stream. This will come through Oklahoma tonight and tomorrow. So go ahead and move that a little farther south. So tomorrow's going to be cloudy for most of us with this going on. A little bit of light snow scattered, a little bit of flurry activity, but it doesn't look like we're going to get much out of that. The clouds have rolled in, right, just along and behind the cold front. 51 degrees in Oklahoma City. The wind, it's calm because the cold front is right on top of Oklahoma City. Guthrie, you have a north breeze now. Harsh humidity. Edmond, you have a north wind as well. So there's the front. All right, moving through Guthrie, moving through Edmond. It's a north wind behind it, but temperatures behind it, notice, yeah, we have some 40s, 50s, even some 40s down south of it. So the leading edge of the Arctic air is in the northwest and the panhandle, but a lot of this is still across Kansas. So it's a little bit behind the actual wind shift, but the wind will pick up. We're already getting gusts now to 20 in Guthrie, over 20 in Enid, over 20 in Woodward, and again, between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, that wind field is just going to overspread Oklahoma City. So the winds are going to pick up. Well, not crazy windy, but it will be breezy for sure. Wind chills, here's your problem. 14 in Boise City, 17 in Guyman, and it feels like 27 now in Woodward. All right, so yeah, that's what's coming. Arctic air, again, now coming in from the north. Really, if it were December or January, those numbers would be a lot colder, right? If, being Arctic air. But it's, mid-November. So that's the kind of Arctic air you're getting out of this. The jet stream coming out of the north. See this little band, little ribbon of cloud cover moving in? That's what's going to come across Oklahoma tonight and tomorrow. Give us a little light snow and some flurries. It's all tied to the upper storm, which is here, but that is a cold pattern. And it's going to be chilly right through the weekend as we're going to keep tapping into this cold air. We will warm things up for your Saturday and Sunday, but we're talking highs mainly in the 40s. So much colder tonight and tomorrow. Coldest day will be tomorrow. Still chilly Saturday and Sunday. Storm Monday misses us, stays in Texas with rain down there. Next week's storm, it's still in the cards, but the data, I'll just be honest with you, is a hot mess on this thing. Some of the data bring it out with nothing, like this model. Other data bring it out slow and low with rain and a little bit of snow across our panhandles for the end of next week. So we're still watching it, all right? And it's on my 9 day, it's still there. All right, so lows tonight, 20s, low 20s across the north. 31 in Ardmore, 27 here in Oklahoma City. A breezy north wind. Wind chills in the morning will be in the teens. Highs tomorrow afternoon. These are afternoon temperatures. 20s in the north, Mid-30s down south. How about a 30 right here in Oklahoma City? 27 up in Stillwater. The wind will be breezy tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah, a few flurries, a little bit of some light snow, but no real accumulation. It'll blow around a little bit. And then for Saturday, back up in the 40s with a north wind. Wind chills in the morning, teens and 20s. Tomorrow afternoon, wind chills in the 20s. And then as we get into Saturday morning, teens and 20s there. So it's coming. It's a 3-day deal as far as the cold air, but the coldest day by far is tomorrow. Some flurries around. Your weekend, 40s. Bedlam, yes, in Norman, cold. 30s going into the 20s. Next Wednesday, Thursday, here comes the possibility of rain. Cooler weather, colder weather after Thanksgiving. We're tracking it. Here we go. Guys, back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Up next, what the Sooners need to see from quarterback Dylan Gabriel to be successful against OSU this Saturday. We're going to hear from Dusty Dvorak after the break.
Driven by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, this is News 9 Sports.
Hi, everyone. We're talking the 117th Bedlam football game here at the Riverwind Casino Sports Desk. In a Big 12 season full of backup quarterbacks taking over for injured starters, including Bedlam quarterbacks, OU's Dylan Gabriel and OSU Spencer Sanders will play critical roles in Saturday's game. Our Dusty Dvorak says Gabriel could succeed but needs improvement in key areas.
What Oklahoma needs, they need the ability to push the ball down the field, chunk plays in the pass game. That's downfield passing, intermediate throws, making guys miss. Oklahoma State runs a lot of man-to-man coverage, and the Oklahoma receivers are going to have to be able to win one-on-one matchups. And when they win, Dylan Gabriel needs to deliver the football on time and on target. He's been okay this season, but he hasn't gone out in just won Oklahoma games. This feels like a game where Dylan Gabriel is going to have to step up and go win a game for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Thank you, Dusty. He'll talk, by the way, Spencer Sanders tonight at 10 o'clock. OSU, not as many State of Oklahoma players on these rosters as back in the old days, but several, including one Bixby product, Brennan Presley, expect to have impacts on Saturday night's game. It'll be especially intense for local products.
Being in the position to where I can, affect the outcome, then it just makes it that more special. But, I mean, the game is always going to be a special game, no matter who's playing, no matter where we're playing at, anything like that. We could probably play in the backyard and it'd still be, the same emotional effect.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is on fire for the second time in a week. An isolation, slashing step back three in the waning seconds. This time a win at Washington. Career high tying 42 points in the third game in 4 nights. Thunder guard leads the league in points in the paint. He's playing at an MVP level, averaging 32.3 points, shooting over 56%, 40% from deep.
The invisible stuff that he does for the team is what's most impressive to me about him. And you mentioned the passes to Jalen. Jalen's out there, rookie, critical situation, and he finds him twice in the last 3 minutes of the game for open shots. For a guy like Jalen Williams, who we're trying to help develop and who we're investing in, the confidence that gives him when a guy that's got it cooking like that is still spraying the ball out to him, you can't put a price on that.
All right, Thunder bounced back from 4 straight losses with a chance to win a 4th in 5 games Friday at 7 in Memphis. OKC 7-8, 6-point dogs against the 9-6 Grizzlies without injured 25-point scoring Desmond Bain. And briefly, former Sooner Chris Gotterup fires 65, one off the first-round lead at the PGA stop at Sea Island, where former Cowboy Taylor Gooch won last year. And OU's Porter Moser's known Doc Sadler 40 years. He hires the former Nebraska head coach as special advisors. We'll have a lot more talking Spencer Sanders at 10.
Absolutely. All right,
Nice.
Dean, thanks.
Okay.
Here it comes.
And yeah, you are tracking that cold front.
Yeah, the wind will pick up between now 8, 9 o'clock from the north, a little breezy. Temperatures in the 30s, so wind chills will be in the upper 20s. And then tomorrow afternoon, temperature of 30 with some flurries hanging around.
Ooh.
I know.
Bundle up.
It's here.
We'll see you back here at 10.